Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529, Central Virginia's high school academic quiz show. Today's match features Trinity Episcopal School versus Tallwood High School. Let's play.
Hello and welcome to Battle of the Brains. I'm Cheryl Miller. Our high school quiz show and competition welcomes teams from schools all across the Commonwealth of Virginia. They're competing for a share of $20,000 in scholarship money, courtesy of Invest 529 and the E.W. Scripps Foundation. The academic athletes joining us today are the Titans of Trinity Episcopal School, coached by Pauline Kroling and Ned Trice. Trinity Episcopal School is a private liberal arts high school located in the city of Richmond. With about 500 students, Trinity Episcopal was the city's first international baccalaureate world school, receiving that designation more than 30 years ago. Also with us today, the Lions of Tallwood High School, coached by Shannon Cullifer. Tallwood High School is part of the Virginia Beach City public school system. It's home to the Global Studies and World Languages Academy, part of the Magnet program, where city students can study global issues and foreign languages. Welcome to all the students. Great to have them back with us here today as we continue with this season's round 2. Our match will consist of 3 toss-up rounds and a category round. Players will buzz in and wait for me to call on them before giving their answer. Any interruption of questions with an incorrect answer will result in a point deduction. There is no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, students, good luck. Let's start the first toss-up round. What is the only country in South America where Portuguese is the official language? Lucas.
Brazil.
Correct. Legends Never Die is a 2020 posthumous release by what rap artist? Ezekiel.
Juice WRLD.
Correct. According to the song The 12 Days of Christmas, what does your true love give you on the 5th day? Charlie.
5 golden rings.
Correct. Who was the last Virginian living in the Commonwealth to become president? Lucas.
Zachary Taylor.
That is incorrect. Trinity Episcopal. Matthew.
George H.W. Bush.
It was actually John Tyler who was the 10th president in 1841. What grammatical part of speech usually expresses emotion, is capable of standing alone like ugh or wow? Charlie.
Interjection.
That is correct, often followed by an exclamation point. Gondwanaland and Laurasia were the 2 continents which initially broke away from what formerly massive, Matthew.
Pangea.
Correct, massive single continent in pre-Mesozoic times. In the Iran-Contra scandal, which broke in 1986, the Contras were the political opponents of which Nicaraguan party? Lucas.
Sandinistas.
Correct. Commonly reported in units of grams, what is the term for the amount of matter in a substance? Matthew.
Mass.
Correct. Partially filmed in Virginia, this 1987 movie contained the famous line, "Nobody puts baby in a corner." Lucas.
Dirty Dancing.
Correct. Which U.S. president survived an assassination attempt when the speech he had in his pocket deflected? Lucas.
Theodore Roosevelt.
That is correct. Deflected the gunman's bullet. All right, teams, look at the monitors. Here is a Brainy Bunch question.
When the English colonists first arrived to what is today Virginia, they came into contact with various members of the Powhatan tribes. What Virginia indigenous language is spoken by the Powhatan people?
Lola.
Algonquin.
That is correct. You may need your pencil and paper for this. An unknown number of friends ordered chicken wings for their party. There would have been exactly 10 wings per person, but because Pat doesn't like wings, there were instead exactly 12 per person. Counting Pat, how many people were there at the party? Matthew.
6.
That is correct. The 1986 film Labyrinth starred David Bowie and Jennifer Connelly. Spell Labyrinth. Vincenzo.
L-A-B-R-Y-N-T-H.
That is incorrect. Tallwood. Lola.
L-A-B-Y-R-I-N-T-H.
That is correct. What is the SI base unit for measuring the amount of a substance? Matthew.
Kilogram.
That is incorrect. Tallwood. Lola.
Gram.
Would actually be a mole. In what city would you find the main office of the Prime Minister of Australia? Lucas.
Canberra.
Correct. That's the country's capital city. If a football team has a first down and the ball is on the 50-yard line, how many yards is needed for another first down? Charlie.
10.
Correct. You may need your pencil and paper. Walker is 5 times as old as Ranger. The sum of their ages is 18. How old are Walker and Ranger? Matthew.
3 and 15.
Which is which?
Walker is 15 and Ranger is 3.
That is correct. Who served as U.S. Attorney General in President John F. Kennedy's administration? Lucas.
Bobby Kennedy?
That is correct, his younger brother. In a famous quote concerning military strategy, he said, "I'd rather lose 1 man in marching than 5 in fighting." Name this antebellum professor of natural philosophy and artillery tactics at VMI from 1851 to 1861. Charlie.
Sherman?
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Lucas?
Winfield Scott?
It was actually Stonewall Jackson. In the world of circles, this is the word that is opposite in meaning to concentric. This term is also used to describe a person who deviates from the norm with odd or unconventional behavior. Lola.
Eccentric.
That is correct. That buzzer means the end of our first toss-up round. More questions to come. Up next, we'll meet today's players, and then they'll take on the category round when Battle of the Brains continues.
Miss a week of Battle of the Brains? Want to catch up on the full season of play? Find full episodes on our YouTube channel. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the first toss-up round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Trinity Episcopal School with 70 points. Our team from Tallwood High School with 100 points. And we'll get back to our match and more questions just ahead. But first, let's learn a little bit about today's players. First, let's meet our team from Trinity Episcopal School, starting with Sam Waltman, who is a senior who likes to study history, enjoys watching hockey, and would like to become a civil engineer. Charlie Lowen is a sophomore. He's a star scout in Scout Troop 1893, has done over 20 musicals with Charterworks Theater, and enjoys playing chess. Matthew Wadelick is our team captain. He's a senior who runs track and cross country, wants to study nuclear engineering. And wrapping up the team is Vincenzo Barafato, who is a senior, plays soccer and track, works at a restaurant, and would like to study exercise science. That's our team from Trinity Episcopal School. Welcome back, gentlemen, for playing Battle of the Brains. Our Tallwood High School team, let's start with Ezekiel. Ezekiel Glomsky is a junior who plays alto saxophone, enjoys history and sports. Lola Carota is a senior, a member of the Model UN, enjoys history, and would like to work as an archivist at the Smithsonian one day or the Library of Congress. Lucas Rogers is a junior who plays the piano, enjoys classical music, and also enjoys history. And wrapping up our team from Tallwood is Jonas McGee, whose favorite food is chicken and rice soup, and his favorite color is black. That is our team from Tallwood High School. Welcome to the Lions, playing in another round of Battle of the Brains with us. And now they're going to play the category round. Both of our teams will each select one 10-question category from today's choices. If the team gets all of its questions correct within the allotted time, they'll receive a 20-point bonus. Here are today's categories, teams from which you may choose. They are Roman and Greek deities, begins with F, and last but not least. We do note that in this round, only the captains can officially answer for the team, though they may confer with their teammates to try to come up with the correct answers. And there is no deferring. The captain must answer. And by the rules, the high score team gets first choice of category. That is Tallwood. So Lola, talk it over with your teammates. Let me know what category you'd like to play.
Roman and Greek deities.
Okay, give the Roman counterpart rather of the following Greek deities. The first is Athena.
Minerva.
Correct. Ares.
Mars.
Correct. Pan.
Iona.
Faunus. Hera.
Juno?
Juno.
Correct. Dionysus.
Bacchus?
Bacchus.
Correct. Artemis.
Diana.
Correct. Hermes.
Mercury?
Mercury.
Correct. Demeter.
Ceres.
Correct. Cronus.
Saturn.
Correct. And Hestia.
Just go for one.
Chronon.
That would be Vesta.
Yeah.
Good job on that category. All right. Trinity Episcopal, it'll either begin with F or be last but not least. Matthew?
Who wants to play begins with F?
All right. Name these things, places, or people that begin with the letter F.
Okay.
The first is creature of Mary Shelley's imagination.
Frankenstein.
Correct. Game associated with Hall of Fame in Canton, Ohio.
Football.
Correct. Another name for a hot dog.
Frankfurter.
Correct. The Sunshine State.
Florida.
Correct. The F in F. Delano Roosevelt.
Franklin.
Correct. This is burned to supply heat or power.
Fuel.
Correct. Manufactured fortified milk for a baby.
Formula.
Correct. Site of the U.S. Gold Depository.
Fort Knox.
Correct. Water does this at 0 degrees Celsius.
Freeze.
Correct. And finally, a silly or stupid person.
Fool.
And that is correct. In the sweep of the category, a 20-point bonus for our team from Trinity Episcopal School. Good job on the category round by both of our teams. Up next, we'll have another toss-up round when Battle of the Brains continues.
Battle of the Brains is always available. Find full episodes on YouTube and follow Battle of the Brains on social media. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores following the category round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Trinity Episcopal School with 140 points and our team from Tallwood High School with 140 points. It is a tie match at this point. And now it's back to Battle of the Brains and another toss-up round. And a reminder, a team does lose points for interrupting a question with an incorrect answer. The other team then has the chance to wait for the completed question to answer if they like. And of course, there's no conferring in the toss-up rounds. All right, teams, here we go. A reddish-brown liquid at room temperature. Matthew.
Bromine.
That is correct. A halogen intermediate in reactivity and atomic weight between chlorine and iodine. When sulfur dioxide and nitrous oxide are released from the burning of coal and petroleum, they are oxidized in the atmosphere to sulfur trioxide and nitrogen dioxide, lowering the pH. Name this resulting precipitation. Lucas.
Acid rain.
Correct. This word is often used in physics to describe the fourth state of matter. Charlie.
Plasma.
Correct. The first African American to become a general in the U.S. Air Force, Benjamin Davis Jr., led what pioneering group of... Charlie.
The Tuskegee Airmen.
Correct. All black fighter pilots during World War II. What does an obtuse triangle have that an acute triangle never has? Matthew.
An angle over 90 degrees.
Correct. On July 20th, 1969, millions of people watched as the Apollo 11 astronauts... Matthew.
First people to walk on the moon.
That is incorrect. I'll give the question to Tallwood. On July 20th, 1969, millions of people watched as the Apollo 11 astronauts parked their lunar landing on the moon at Tranquility Base. What was the name given to this odd-looking lunar vehicle? Ezekiel.
The Eagle.
Correct. The Eagle has landed. In mathematics, what is the term for a number that is raised to a power? Lucas.
Exponent.
That is incorrect. Trinity Episcopal. Charlie.
A base.
That is correct.
That's it.
In the original video game Myst, what is Myst? Matthew.
A dragon.
That is incorrect. Tallwood. Lucas.
A horse.
It's actually an island. The automobile brand Lexus is manufactured by which automaker? Lucas.
Toyota.
Correct. The tragic 19th century Empress Carlotta was the Belgian-born wife of what unfortunate would-be emperor? Jonas.
Franz Ferdinand.
That is incorrect. The tragic 19th century Empress Carlotta was the Belgian-born wife of what unfortunate would-be emperor who met his death by firing squad in Mexico in 1867? Trinity? Matthew?
Santa Anna.
It's actually Maximilian I. All right, get your pencil and paper ready. Given that x equals 3, what is the value of x squared plus 2x minus 5? Matthew?
10.
That is correct. What do geologists call the large layer between the Earth's crust and the core? Matthew?
Mantle.
Correct. William Herschel was a German composer who settled in Bath, England. His fascination with astronomy led him to discover what planet? Lucas?
Uranus.
Correct, in 1781. Of the 39 delegates who signed the Constitution of the United States at the age of 81, who was the oldest? Charlie?
Ben Franklin.
Correct. Which Dallas Cowboy back holds the National Football League record? Matthew?
Emmitt Smith.
Correct, for the most rushing touchdowns in a career, 164. What city that lost the Battle of Meloria to Genoa in 1284 was the birthplace of Galileo, but is best known today for its leaning tower? Charlie?
Pisa.
Correct. Currently, what two products are the United States' biggest exports? Matthew?
Oil and cotton.
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Lola?
Soybeans and corn.
It's actually oil and gas. A very talkative person is said to be loquacious. Spell loquacious. Lola?
Loquacious. L-O-Q-U-I-C-I-O-U-S.
That is incorrect. Trinity Episcopal, Matthew?
L-O-Q-U-A-C-I-O-U-S.
That is correct. And that buzzer means one more toss-up round just ahead and we'll double the point value. Stay tuned to see which team is today's winner here on Battle of the Brains.
Love Battle of the Brains? Ready for your high school team to play next season? Go to battleofthebrains.net to learn more. Welcome back to Battle of the Brains.
Here are the scores as we head now into the final round here on Battle of the Brains. Our team from Trinity Episcopal School with 240 points and our team from Tallwood High School with 170 points. And in this last toss-up round, the point score for a correct answer is doubled, but so is the penalty for an incorrect answer given before I finish the question. There's no deduction for an incorrect answer to a completed question. All right, good luck, teams. This is our final toss-up round. What legendary science fiction author wrote The Martian Chronicles? Matthew?
Ray Bradbury.
Correct. The deepest, darkest, coldest, and least productive part of a lake is known as what type of zone? Lola?
The Midnight Zone.
That is incorrect. Trinity Episcopal?
The tidal zone.
It's actually known as the profundal. This German writer, poet, novelist, and painter won the 1946 Nobel Prize for Literature. Name this author of Glass-Bead Game, Siddhartha, and Steppenwolf. Lola?
Herman Hesse.
Correct. All right, take a look at the monitors. Here is another Brainy Bunch question.
Richmond became the capital of Virginia in 1780. Which two places have previously been Virginia's capital city?
Lucas?
Williamsburg and Jamestown.
That is correct. Currently, this Indo-European language is today primarily spoken in Iran and Afghanistan. Lola?
Farsi.
Correct. Which city's National Basketball Association team has a very patriotic name, the 76ers? Lucas?
Philadelphia.
Correct. Of the 30 Years' War, Queen Anne's War, the 100 Years' War, and the 7 Years' War, which came first chronologically? Matthew?
The 100 Years' War.
Correct. Started in 1337. She won the Nobel Prize twice. Name this woman. Matthew?
Marie Curie.
Correct. Who coined the term radioactive. This township, site of what future state capital, was granted the Marquis de Lafayette for his service to America? Lucas?
Baton Rouge.
That is incorrect. Trinity Episcopal? Matthew?
Frankfurt.
Actually gave him Tallahassee, Florida, and $200,000 cash. In poker, what hand is defined as having all 5 cards of the same suit, but Matthew?
Flush.
Correct, but not in any sequence. Located in Paris, what building has a crypt located in a subterranean chamber, which is the final resting place for famous Frenchmen that include Voltaire? Lola?
The Pantheon.
Correct. Rousseau and Hugo are also buried there. Which ship's 1898 sinking at Havana led to the Spanish-American War? Lucas?
USS Maine.
Correct. Over 260 soldiers killed in that explosion. What method of extraction pumps pressurized water?
Fracking.
That is correct. And sand underground to break up deposits of oil and natural gas. Aaron Judge is a standout outfielder. Matthew?
New York Yankees.
That is correct. What is the word that means one of 2 or more words spelled and pronounced alike but different in meaning? Charlie?
Homophone.
That is incorrect. Different in meaning, like pool of water and pool the game. Lucas?
Homograph.
It's actually a homonym. Name the American Nobel Prize winner for literature who also won the Pulitzer Prize in 1953 for his novel, The Old Man and the Sea. Matthew?
Hemingway.
That is correct. What primetime coach of the University of Colorado's football program? Matthew?
Deion Sanders.
That is correct. Only player to play in baseball's World Series and in the Super Bowl. William Shakespeare's birthplace is on Henley Street. Matthew?
Stratford-upon-Avon.
Correct. In the 1971 song American Pie, Don McLean sings about driving what brand of vehicle? Matthew?
Chevrolet.
Correct. To the levee, only to find it dry. The Strait of Gibraltar separates the Atlantic Ocean from what sea between? Lucas?
Mediterranean.
Correct. Between Europe and Africa. The second highest wind speed ever observed by man was recorded at the summit of Mount Washington, which is located in what U.S. state? Matthew?
Alaska.
That is incorrect. Tallwood? Lucas?
Washington.
It's actually in New Hampshire, and the wind speed was 231 miles an hour. In science, what is the term for that which is observable to the naked eye, the opposite of microscopic? Lola.
Macroscopic.
That is correct. That buzzer means the end of our game. While our judges double check the final score, here's a reminder of how to stay connected with us here at Battle of the Brains.
Stay up to date on Battle of the Brains. Follow along as your favorite teams advance this season. Visit battleofthebrains.net to learn more and follow along at Battle of the Brains on social media. Join us next week on Battle of the Brains as we welcome students from the Stewart School playing against students from Princess Anne High School. Don't miss the action.
And now here's the final score for today's match, determining which team will continue on in this season's competition here on Battle of the Brains. Ending the match with a final score of 330 points, our team from Tallwood High School. Great job today by Ezekiel, Lola, Lucas, and Jonas. Congratulations for playing so well here today. Our winners today with a final score of 430 points, our team from Trinity Episcopal School. Great job by Vincenzo, Matthew, Charlie, and Sam, and we will see you all in the next round. I'm Cheryl Miller. Thank you so much for watching and playing along here on Battle of the Brains, and we'll see you back here next week. Great match, teams.
Game over. Thank you for watching Battle of the Brains, presented by Invest 529. Goodbye.